right, we're getting ready to wrap up right now with some NFL extra points right now. Reese, believe it or not, both the Bears and the Titans, they have been on a two-game losing streak the last couple of weeks, to say the least right now. The Bears, their fortunes have been turning since a couple weeks ago on Monday Night Football in LA versus the Rams. And just recently at home to the New Orleans Saints right there. The Saints seem to be the more winnable game about a week ago. The Bears kind of seem to let slip by. They're able to come back from a 10-point deficit in the fourth quarter to tie it, send it into overtime right there. And then speaking of which, during that game, we also had an update too, as far as like Mitch Trubisky right now during that game that was being played. When we looked at Adam Schefter reported that Mitch Trubisky visited Dr. E. Altrach in Los Angeles Thursday afternoon for further evaluation on his right shoulder, and it was determined surgery will not be needed. He'll continue rehab in Chicago with the team and is considered week to week per source. Reese, right now, I know there's been a lot of momentum, like feeling right now. I know quarterback does not seem to be the answer, but on a scale of 1 to 10, where at some point, if at all, will we see Mitch Trubisky injected back into this offense? I know there's been a lot of criticism of Matt Nagy with his offensive play calling, trying to get him to give it up. He's still on play calling duties right now. Where's your take on that?
Well, first of all, I definitely disagree with you with the quarterback. I tell everybody, Mr. Trubisky is 3-0. Nick Foles is 2-3. My girl watches the sports with me, and Nick Foles has no athleticism. Like, he sees a lane that he does not run. We don't have a pocket for you to make 3 to 4 reads. We understand that. So if your second read isn't there and you step up in that pocket, if you can't throw that ball to your third receiver, you are taking off, get yardage. It was too many times in a critical game where I got you taking sacks. Throw the ball away. Are you not a Super Bowl winning quarterback? Are you not? I need you to play just like that. When you beat us off the double doink, I need you to play just like that. I don't need no excuses or no. Nick Foles needs to go. Trubisky, like I don't care. He 3-0. He 3-0. It's some times where I see it, but what I can see is Nick did wake my eyes up on receivers. Jimmy Graham can be useful, and Mooney. Mooney is a spark, 5th-round draft pick. Y'all keep an eye on him. He's a spark. But Nick Foles, he got it. Come on, y'all. He got to go, man. Mr. Trubisky deserves to be back in there. Are we not watching the same game?
Well, I will say this, though, for Nick Foles, so barely, because heading into that game, he had a touchdown below his interceptions for his touchdown-interception ratio. Right now, the Bears, they are 5th in interceptions, which is the most with 10 so far. I mean, when you look at right now, Nick Foles, who right now is through 7 of those interceptions during the game. Say what you want about Mitch Trubisky's arm, but at the same time, too, I don't feel like right now the Bears are doing enough to build around a guy like Trubisky. Obviously, writing on the wall more or less is going to be that he's going to be out of town, but you still got a running game right now for at least, 3-4 years now has been struggling. 29th on the ground, 685 yards rushing, 3.8 yards per attempt.
After we traded, and I had told you about this, after we traded Jordan Howard, that was the second best rusher in the NBA, only behind Ezekiel Elliott since he entered the league. So you went and traded a Pro Bowl running back for reasons. Now we went and got Montgomery, and I keep trying to tell you, I don't know what it is, but Montgomery just rubs me the wrong way. I don't know what it is. I believe that Montgomery probably needs like a smash and dash. You remember how Carolina had like Stewart and then that other guy, like how they had like one lightning and one power. Like, I just really can't see Montgomery as a go-to running back. I don't know what it is. Our O-line is terrible. We can't run the ball. But this is the craziest thing. Did you know that the Chicago Bears has the #1 offense in the fourth quarter?
Hmm. Well, I
Because
think a
number
lot of
one,
that too.
we always behind.
And that's the thing too. I think the Bears, they're like in the top five. I think as far as like comeback victories for the season, when we look at it too, I mean, which
They
is
got
pretty
three.
alarming right there. I mean, you look at where they rank in that category as far as like what they've been able to do. I mean, with that, the Bears for the season, they lead the league with 3 fourth quarter comebacks, and they're second with 3 game winning drives. So, when you're doing that many comebacks like that, that's a sign to me right there that you're struggling mightily throughout the game right there. And I really feel like for right now too, the defensive side, I mean, where it's getting frustrated. I mean, you look at this when you flip things around on the defense, 20th in total defense at 2,788, and they're 20th in interceptions. That seemed to be the problem last year. They're 20th in total takeaways with 9. So that's another problem right there when you look at it on the defensive side for this team.
I'm sorry. As I'm watching the Bears games, I don't know if you're saying they don't blitz. It's no blitz. It's only the front four. So my thing is the front four is not getting there. Our linebacker core, you can pass on them all day long. I don't know what it is, but that linebacker right there, that they can just get there. Like, you can't run on us, but you can pass, and you can pass the ball so good because we're not applying pressures. It's 5 blockers, and you're rushing 4 every time. I understand Khalil Mack, all them are wonderful rushers, but let's do 5. Like Chuck Pagano, sometimes I don't believe that he's aggressive enough. But then we get up on these, and then when the defense stop them, we come out there and to reward our defense, we give them 3 plays. That's it. We give them 3 plays, and then you wonder why we 20th in takeaways, 20th in defensive, because we're on the field 70% of the time. Help us. It's times where at least Mr. Bisky will flip it. Like last week, I don't understand. You're on the 36-37, but you go for it from there. And then to go into overtime, you kick the same position, if not longer, a 51-yard field goal. That whole second half, the Saints played on like their 40 or closer. They was doing 60 yards or less to like scoring touchdowns or field goals. This is the only time, we didn't get it. So we either take a field goal, or for once, how about we have them do a 90-plus yard drive? But no, you go for it, and right after you go for it, you don't get it, and you get them position for another 60-yard drive. It's just the play calling to me is not make sense. I don't know if we need to fire Matt Nagy or hire or take his play calling away, but he on the hot seat for me right now.
Yeah, definitely right there. And I want to ask you right now, because I was listening also too throughout the week. I don't know if you ever listened to this podcast at all. It's called Hamp OB and Kaz. You can hear that on Pocket Cast and other media platforms from WGN 720. You ever listen to that Bears podcast at all?
No, never.
Okay, feel free to check it out when you get a second. I'll be glad to send you a link. But right now, there's a lot of legitimate concerns, especially with both Hampton and Obradovich. Obradovich, who was also a defensive player for the Bears, who won a championship with George Kalish pre-Super Bowl era, and of course Stan Hampton as well. They feel like right now, the window right now is just about closing on this defense for a Super Bowl window. What's your timeline right now? Is it still open for one more season, or is it about ready to come to a halting close real soon? What's your take on that?
The Bears will always have good defense. We don't have to worry about that. They will always have good defense. I just believe that we got to pick up on offense. Like somebody, I don't believe that our window is closing on our defense. I just believe that our offense, it got to get better. Got to.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not sure if it's going to be totally close. I definitely think you could see a big makeover, only because next season they're going to be one of the teams that's going to be struggling in the salary cap. due to the loss of revenue from COVID 19 for in-person attendance right now. When we look at where the Bears fall in that category for right now for 2021, when we look at where they all line up, they're projected to be around like $8 million in the hole, or close to $9 million, excuse me. So which is kind of makeable, but I will say this. I'd probably say I give it at least one, maybe two more seasons at if that. But they offensively, definitely, I'm with you on the same page as far as that. I just feel right now with it, they're frustrated because of the lack of offense. I mean, you're doing everything you can to hold the fort down, and by you not scoring points, you're getting frustrated. They're getting gashed.
That's exactly what it is. That they out there, and we have to pick up on the offense. And Trubisky has to get back in the lineup.
I tell you what, if I'm gonna look for one guy on the offense to kind of help turn things around a little by little on here, I'm probably gonna be looking at guys like right now too. I'm probably looking at more like Jimmy Graham along the way, get more along the way. He's leading the team with 4 touchdowns right now, and then also Daryl Mooney right now. He's got 2 touchdowns throughout the year. I mean, with 302 yards total scrimmage, was 305 yards receiving. Because Al Robinson, I think he's definitely doing a lot of heavy lifting on the offense. But what it comes down to at the end of the day, where the Bears seem to shoot themselves in the foot, is their offensive line. Same old story. They've given up 20 sacks, which is the 10th most in the league right there. A quarterback is not going to play well if you're not getting good protection. It's like having a good car. If you don't have decent car insurance, you're not going to really feel safe at mind driving behind the wheel.
Exactly. I mean, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
I'm sorry about that. It went in. No, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you. You went in and out. Can you repeat that, please?
So I was just saying with the offensive line right there, I mean, that's a huge reason why the quarterback play continues to struggle. Remember, don't forget, too, Bryan DeArdo a couple of weeks ago, he was reporting when he interacted with Nick Foles before the game. Nick Foles was saying that sometimes there are players that are coming in late from Matt Nagy. And by the time the players are getting in, he's getting hit.
Yeah, you can see it that they actually had a issue with the helmet. And like I was saying earlier, that we don't have an O-line where you can check, 3. It's either your go-to, your backup. When you step up, if you're not letting it go, you got to just take the, 2-3 positive yards, make 2nd and 7, and just, I try to stay in these short third downs because the Bears, we know they don't have a 10-yard play, a 8-yard play, a 9-yard play. And when they do, they know it's going to players like Mooney off a deep one there. And Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson was a stud last year. Now with Nick Foles in there, he looked absentee. So I just believe that I don't know if it's the play calling, if it's the quarterback, but it seems like every year, no matter what, we can't find our offense. But meanwhile, Aaron Rodgers is 65 years old and still throwing it like he's 25. So I'm just confused on what are we doing wrong as a Bears organization to where we can't have a booming offense.
All right. Well, with that being said, we'll find out tomorrow. Final prediction on that we're going to get into right now. That's going to be our very first score topic of the game. Reese, I'll let you go first right now for the games of the week in week number 9. Please start off with the Bears Titans and the rest of the games, please. Give me your picks.
Fortunately, we got Nick Foles in there, so I'm gonna ride with Tennessee. Tennessee gonna pound up. You know what? I'm gonna still take Tennessee in a close one. You can't really run on the Bears, but I believe that we'll make their quarterback look golden. Falcons Broncos. I'm gonna take Atlanta. They've been lighting it up. Check out for Kyle Ridley. See how his hamstring is taking care of him. Seahawks and Bills. Bro, I got Russell Wilson MVP season. Even though the Bills are 6-2 at home, I got Russell Wilson still. They're scoring at an alarming rate. Ravens and Colts. Ironically, the Colts and the Ravens are tied. I don't think I'll be saying that at 5-2. I got Baltimore. I don't think that the Colts have a little bit. And then T.Y. Hilton, I think he's doubtful to play. So without T.Y., I'm going to take the Colts. Chiefs and Panthers, we already know what that's a whooping, okay? Falcons and Lions. I'm going to take Minnesota. They got McKenzie. He had a crazy running game last week. I'm going to take him. Washington football against the Giants. I'm going to turn my TV on and flip a coin, but I'm going to take Washington because they're at home. We got the Jags in Texas. I'm going to take Houston. Both teams suck at 1-6, but I guess Houston got a little bit more fighting power. The Raiders and the Chargers. I'm going to take the Raiders. Steelers and Cowboys. That's another whooping. We already know the Steelers going to put them across their leg and whoop them. The Cardinals and Dolphins, I'm going to take the Cardinals. Saints and Buccaneers. I'm going to still take the Saints. I believe that you just got to score 40. And the last but not least, Monday Night Football. You got the 0-8 Jets against the Patriots. Cam Newton, listen to me. You lose against the Jets, miss the flight. I got the Patriots winning that one. But you just know, Cam, you lose against the Jets, don't make that flight. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start with the Bears-Titans myself on that one. There's going to be a Nissan Stadium in Tennessee right there. Considering with everything that has been going on, I'll probably still give the Titans the edge in that one, not only because of Derrick Henry, but you also got to pay a little bit of respect to Ryan Tannehill. Put some respect on that man's name right there. He's doing good with play action passing, not overdoing things. He's doing enough to be smart right there. And then the coaching right there. I'm just looking at a smart coach in Mike Vrabel right now versus Matt Nagy. So stay edged out, but watch out for the Bears defense, of course. But the only thing is, if they can find a way to stop the running game, they'll give themselves a chance. Next game for week number 9. Give me the Broncos over the Atlanta Falcons right there in Atlanta. And then we also got the Seahawks visiting the Bills. I'll probably say that'll be an upset. I'm going to go with the Bills at home versus the Seahawks for some reason. I mean, don't get me wrong. Russell Wilson's playing MVP caliber, but the Bills got just as much as a good top defense. Josh Allen right there. I mean, if this wasn't Seattle, I'd give the Seattle a lock, but I'm calling it upset on that one. Give me the Bills. Colts and Ravens. Call me a homer saying this, but I got to be honest with you. Colts got a good run defense. They're number 1 in rushing yards defending against. The only question is going to come down between the quarterback play, Lamar Jackson versus Phillip Rivers. I know Phillip Rivers is towards the end of his rope, but the Colts got just what good of a defensive chance. They're going to be at home as opponent in Baltimore. Give me the Colts to give the Ravens their second straight loss. So they'll be at 3 losses for the season. Texans and Jaguars in Jacksonville. Easy one. Give me the Texans. I know both of them are hot garbage right now, but I still trust Deshaun Watson in that contest. Then you got the Chiefs hosting the Panthers. Slam dunk. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs. Vikings hosting the Lions in Minnesota. I'm going to go ahead and give me the Minnesota Vikings for some reason. They got a good, impressive victory over the Packers in Green Bay. This is one last gasp to try and save their season, which I doubt, but give me the Vikings. Then we got the Washington football team hosting the New York Giants. I'm going to probably give me the Washington football team. Still got a chance for the NFC East. Right now, I know it's a turtle race. Then you got the Raiders visiting the Chargers. Give me the Raiders in that one. Dolphins visiting the Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals in this contest. Tua Tagovailoa. Not bad for his first start, but he's still got a ways to go. Obviously, he's in a transition period after taking over for Ryan Fitzpatrick. Steelers and Cowboys. Give me the Steelers by 10 points. I don't think it's going to be that much of a blow as everyone think it is. I see the Steelers struggling earlier on, but I'll predict a win by double digits, no more than 10 points. Saints and Bucks. We'll see. Any given Sunday, I still keep my fingers crossed, so I'm not going to be hurt either way, but we'll like to see him get that 8th straight victory, no doubt. Saints and Bucks. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to disagree with you on this one, Reese. I'm going to give you the Bucks on this one. I think this would be the opposite way around. Of course, you got Mike Evans. You got some plenty of good receivers in here. Yeah, I got Leonard Fournette is getting the rhythm. Bucks defense playing with some confidence despite having a scare on Monday night. And we'll see how much effective Antonio Brown's going to be, but I don't think Antonio Brown's going to be the highlight a lot of people thinking. Give me the Bucks. They're at home, so they'll even this one up. And last but not least, Patriots over the Jets on Monday Night Football. And there you have it for that one. But, yeah, this weekend. So there you have it, week number 9. We got a new president-elect once again, folks. Joe Biden is the 46th president of the United States and also making history. Congratulations to Kamala Harris being the first ever female vice president. Some awesome news, and we'll see what it does for this country. In the meanwhile, hopefully we'll see things much more resolved, but in the end, that's all I got. Any final thoughts before we get out of here, Reese?
No final thoughts. Congrats. I'm glad it's over. Let's see how this world is about to be now. Hey, thank everybody. We had a very good voting turnout this year, so let's see if we can double it in 4 more years, guys. All
right, well, that's going to do it for a close. You can follow us once again on social media. You can follow my guy on the right hand of the screen. You can follow him on Twitter and Instagram at ISCR3 with Anotherboat. And you can also check him out on Facebook at Kemosabi. For myself, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Prodigy Richey. And I also host the Steel Podcast on Twitter. That can be followed at Steel CGR, and on Facebook and Instagram at Men of Steel Nation. All right, for Charles, for Reese, everybody, let's have a safe weekend. Get ready to be happy. We got Thanksgiving coming up. It might be a virtual Thanksgiving for a lot of families, but either way, got the holidays around the corner. Keep your chin up, everybody, and we'll keep you posted next time. You have a good one. Reese, you take care of my men. Until next time. Don't be trolling. Keep rolling. We out of here. Thank you, Reese.
He's got it. That's a winner.